Hi everyone, this is Dr. Sarala. Welcome to Millet Magic. When you're expecting guests, have you found yourself searching for a dish to make to serve as an appetizer? Look no further, because today we present to you a restaurant style dish which is sure to impress anyone. A mouth-watering yet healthy appetizer which isn't even deep fried. Vegetable and millet seekh kebab. And don't worry, it's not difficult to make. So let's begin with the ingredients that are required. Half a cup of finely chopped carrot. Here it's very important that the vegetables are very finely chopped because we're not going to be boiling them but want them to be cooked by roasting. Half a cup of finely chopped beans, half a cup of finely chopped cauliflower. For this, you'll need to remove the thicker stalks and use only the thin ones. Half a cup of fresh peas. Please note the green peas are not pre-boiled. You can add in other vegetables like beetroot if you want. 3 tablespoons of cooked millet rice. For this recipe, we need the rice to be cooked softly. For this purpose, I prefer to use either little millet, barnyard millet or kodo millet. Of course, seekh kebab can be made even without millets, but including millets in this recipe adds to the health quotient, helps in the binding and gives a nice texture and taste. And 2 tablespoons of cooked and mashed potato. While these are the ingredients which form the body of the seekh kebab, you will also require 2 green chilies finely chopped, 1 inch of ginger grated, 2 tablespoons of besan flour or roasted chana dal flour, 1 teaspoon of jeera, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder and 1 teaspoon of homemade garam masala powder. If you aren't already making your garam masala powder and other masala powders at home, we'll be showing you how to soon as a part of Millet Magic Masala Box. And 1 teaspoon of kasuri methi. And of course, we need salt to taste and a little desi ghee. To begin the process of preparing seekh kebab, we are going to be roasting the finely chopped vegetables. To do so, heat 2 teaspoons of desi ghee in a thick bottom pan. Once the ghee is melted and hot, add in the finely chopped carrot, the finely chopped beans, and the finely chopped cauliflower. Also add in the fresh green peas and saute these vegetables on a medium flame for a good 8 to 10 minutes. Make sure that the flame is not too high and that you are stirring continuously so that the vegetables do not burn. It may seem that it is easier to just boil the vegetables instead, but by doing so, you would need to drain the water and lose a lot of nutrients. Also, the vegetables would have a lot of moisture in them, and in order to get a good binding to make the kebab, you would have to add in a lot more flour. This would spoil the texture of the kebab, and when you bite into it, it would feel raw and chewy. So the important step to making a good seekh kebab is to finely chop the vegetables and roast them well. Then transfer onto a plate, spread the vegetables out and allow them to cool down. Now in another pan, heat a teaspoon of ghee, and when it is hot, add in half a teaspoon of jeera seeds, the grated ginger and finely chopped green chilies. Saute for a minute. Then add in 2 tablespoons of the besan flour and roast for another minute. This helps to ensure that there is no raw feeling from the flour. The flame needs to be on sim while roasting the flour. Set the roasted flour aside. Once the vegetables have cooled down, transfer them into a mixie jar. Very carefully, using the pulse mode, coarsely grind the vegetables in 3 to 4 intermittent pulses. Observe here the texture required. Not a paste, but just coarsely ground to help binding. Now to this, add in half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. You can add more or less depending on how spicy you want your kebab. 1 teaspoon of garam masala powder. And while gently crushing it with your hand, add in the kasuri methi. Do not skip this ingredient as it adds in a lot of flavor to the kebab. Then add in the roasted besan flour. Also add in salt to taste. 2 tablespoons of the mashed potato and the 3 tablespoons of cooked millet rice, which has also been mashed well with the hand. Now using your hand, mix everything well together. You can see here that the mixture is neither too moist nor too dry. It just needs to form a lump in your hand. Since we didn't boil the vegetables, there is very little moisture and we needed very little flour to bring all the ingredients together. Now take a small portion of this mixture in your hand and press it to make a cylindrical shape. Then push in the skewer into the center. Then gently press the mixture with your fingers to spread it out on the skewer. If required, you can dip your hand in a little bit of water so that you can spread out the mixture evenly. Make sure that the kebab is not too thick or too thin and that it is even in its distribution. Repeat the process until the entire mixture is made into kebabs. The quantities mentioned in this recipe will make 8 seekh kebabs. And now for the final step, you will require a thick iron tawa which is flat. Heat the tawa well and then smear a little ghee on its surface. You could use a cut onion to do so, as the juice of the onion helps to season the tawa. First, cook one of the seekh kebabs on the tawa just to ensure that the binding is sufficient. This process needs to be done on a high flame and done quickly. Make sure that you turn the seekh kebab on all the sides and allow it to char a little. We want the kebabs to be slightly crisp on the outside and soft on the inside. In batches, repeat the same process to get all the seekh kebabs ready. Make sure that there is enough space on the tawa to rotate the kebabs. Be careful not to burn your fingers while turning the kebabs. And there you go, a restaurant-style appetizer made to perfection right at home. Serve the seekh kebabs while they're hot along with some pudina chutney and a few rings of onion and a dash of lime. The aroma, the taste, the texture. A perfect appetizer. I'm sure everyone is going to love it. While you try this recipe out, we'll be back with another interesting millet recipe. Until then, happy cooking!